Yo, yo. We live? I think we're live. How we doing, people? My Discord is once again doing an update, so I'm gonna have to get these links from my browser. Rafe, how's it going, bro? Be okay. What is good? How you doing, man? Does anyone else's Discord like update for like 10 minutes? It's basically doing this. Basically just does this for like, don't know, 20 minutes and nothing happens. Let's try and reopen it. If not, I'm just going to get them online. Sweet, this is what we have so far. Montaud, how you doing, bro? Rafe, I'm good, thanks, man. Cool. Right, let's get stuck in. Nanini, hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, man, Discord, I don't know, sometimes it's great, sometimes, yeah, it's still doing it, I don't know. Cool, right, let's go. Okay, cool. I think the bass is nice as like a top sound, but I think it's definitely lacking some low end, so like some sub bass or something. Oh, here we go. And then same with the kick. There isn't much low end to it, so it might just need to come up in volume or a bit of EQ, etc. Okay, the vocal's super nice, and I like what you've done with the automation of the bass as well. That's really cool. I just think it's lacking some extra element because there's nothing new that's sort of come in yet, and we're like 3 minutes in. It doesn't have to be anything like major, but I think something else would be nice.
got you petrified as spook. Boy, you shaking in your boot. Cause I'm up on you with this one look off this bitch you bring. Through your pockets, take your change and slither it up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, nice one. I think it's Nick. Yeah, nice one, Nick. Like I say, it's really nice. The vocals really nice. The whole theme of the tracks works super well together. It's just the bass is just lacking some low end and the kick as well. So just have a look at that relationship, and just another like top something like a sound in the top end of the frequency spectrum, like a counter melody or just something like that. Doesn't have to be anything huge, because I know you've got this big bass which is taking up all the space, which is cool, but just something else would be nice to hear. But yeah, man, nice work. Rafe said Montaldo was first. Yeah, I think these opened back to front, so I'm going to start here, and I think this is then the right order. Cool. Montaldo, bounce to this.
Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce to this. Left to the right, come on, rock your hips. Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce to this. Left to the right, come on, rock your hips. Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce to this. Left to the right, come on, rock your hips. Hips, 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 hips. Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce to this. Left to the right, come on, rock your hips. Let me see it bounce. Let me see it bounce. See it bounce, 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 bounce. Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce to this. Left to the right, come on, rock your hips, 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 hips. Let me see it bounce. Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce to this. Left to the right, come on, rock your hips.
Okay, cool. So firstly, this is really nice. I love what you've done with the vocals and like all the effects and like the pitch and stuff you've done with it. That's really nice. The thing is, I love also the call and response as well. I like the idea that you're going for. I just think when you do like call and response like this, just make sure that two things aren't playing at once, because right now a lot of the track, it feels like there's way too much going on at once. So if you're going to do a call and response, definitely just have one element doing its thing and then something else come in, not like two at the same time. Like I think there was a synth and a vocal, but these are just things that you can take away, so it's actually way easier. But yeah, the whole idea is really, really nice. And also you don't want to reveal like everything in your track all at the start, because the groove is really good by itself. So for example, like the fake drop I wouldn't have on the first drop, because that's the sort of moment that you're building up to in the second build up, etc. So yeah, just a few things, but that is really, really cool so far.
Let me see it bounce, 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 bounce. Let me see it bounce. Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce to this. Left to the right, come on, rock your hips. Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce to this. Left to the right, come on, rock your hips. Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce to this. Left to the right, come on, rock your hips. Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce to this. Left to the right, come on, rock your hips. Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce to this. Left to the right, come on, rock your hips. Hips, 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 hips. Come on, rock your hips. Hip, 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 hip.
Okay, cool. So this is really nice as well. So do you know when you got the vocal going like getting shorter and shorter as the build up goes on? I think doing that with the synth that you got in the background as well, because you got the synth going like dun 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 dun. So I think when the vocal like goes into half time, do that with the synth as well, and it'll give like a really nice effect.
Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce to this. Left to the right, come on, rock your hips. see it bounce. Let me see it bounce. Let me see it bounce, 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 bounce. Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce. To this, left to the right, come on, rock your hips, 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 hips. Let me see it bounce. Let me see it bounce, let me see it bounce. To this, left to the right, come on, rock your hips. Let me see it bounce. This, left to the right, come on, rock your hips.
Yeah, nice one, man. Thanks for sending in. That's really, really cool. Like I say, it's just the process of actually simplifying it rather than adding stuff, which is cool. And it's not the hardest thing in the world to do. Just make sure everything has its own space. And yeah, like I say, you've got the fake drop here, which is really, really nice. So you can definitely remove that from the first drop, for sure. But yeah, man, other than that, sounds absolutely wicked. So yeah, nice work. Sweet. Rafe, let's go. Okay, cool. I really like what you've done with the sub drop, like the real. And then right there when it comes in, the riff comes in full pelt. What I would do is high cut the riff, so like take away some of the highs, add a load of reverb, and then just add like a widener plugin like Ozone or something that's free, and then basically have the sound sort of sound like it's coming from like really far away and really reverby, and then automate all of them parameters so that on the drop then you've got the dry full on signal, so then that'll have more effect rather than just coming in with a straight riff. But yeah, man, super heavy. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is really nice. The drop is sounding super cool. The breakdown, I would like to hear like 8 bars of just like something that takes it way like down in terms of energy, because it straight away goes into like the snare build up, which is nice, but I think it would have way more effect if you had a longer period of just like lower energy, some cooler atmosphere sounds or something like that. But yeah. So yeah, same thing here. I do the same, like bringing that that riff with like loads of reverb and loads of width and stuff, maybe lower in volume. So then on the drop, it's like, yeah, like it proper hits. I really like this bit as well, where it goes into like the lower octave. I would try and have, actually I don't know, it's just an artistic thing, but maybe have the whole sound in the lower octave. But yeah, man, sounds really, really cool. that counter melody is really nice as well. Yeah, man, nice work, Rafe. Like I say, other than them couple of small things with like the energy and the breakdown and stuff, and the riff before the like in this section of the drop, just before it drops. Other than that, it sounds really, really good. Mix down sounds great. Energy's good. It's not like overcomplicated. So yeah, man, I haven't got much else to say other than that. So yeah, nice work. Sorf is in the building, I believe. Yeah, the vocals from the B2. Cool, let's go. Yeah, so the pre-drop riff, add loads of reverb, like automation, and loads of width, and maybe cut out some of the highs, and then as it's going towards drop, like in them 4 or 5 seconds, however long it is that it's playing for, automate it towards the dry signal, and then so on the drop, it's like going full pelt, if that makes sense. Okay, so firstly, drums are super tight. They're not too overcomplicated, but they've got really cool. They sound like really full, which is really nice. And yeah, the percussion groove is really cool. The bass line, I'm not sure if this is just a sub bass or you're gonna have another one here, but if this is the only bass, I would definitely, just from listening on the headphones, I would definitely add some saturation to like the 200, 300, 400 hertz range. Or EQ, just to make it more present in the mix. Because like, for example, like on a phone or a different speaker, you might not be able to hear the bass at all. So yeah, just a simple like mix down thing, but it would make a huge difference in like the overall like groove and stuff. Okay, cool. So I really like how simple this is and how effective it is at the same time. Like I said, the groove's really, really nice. So if you just bring up that bass, that will really help. But also, just an idea on that riff that you got. So right now it's hitting on the beat. So like the 1, 2, 3, 4. So like dun 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 dun. I think if you vary it up in some places, so it hits on the offbeat or on the syncopated notes, so like 16ths and stuff, it will add to the groove way better. So like dun 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 dun, or like, you know what I mean, something like that, rather than just having it on the 1, 2, 3, 4 like dun 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 dun, because that takes away some of the groove. So maybe just do it to like some notes, or just have a play around with that.
She got a pound, she might just serve us. Off the perky just to start her. Pop 2 cups of purple just to want me. Please me, arm up. Drink.
Yeah, man. Like this is actually really, really cool. You should send this to like Clooney or something. I could definitely see him playing this, 100%. Like I say, like the simplicity of it works so well, and like the vocal sounds clean in the mix. Like it's not fighting anything; it just works really well. But yeah, like I say, the only thing I would change is that riff. Again, like just some of the notes, so they're not on the beat. But like it does work as it is, to be fair. But just some variation, and also some like automation to that riff as well. And also in the like, for example, this exact section here, when you've already heard like the riff by itself, just like one extra like thing, like could be anything, like a texture or like another like synth or something, or like an effect, just to keep the interest. But this is like very, very small things. Like the idea itself is really, really like solid. Yeah, man, sort of absolutely smashed it, mate. Yeah, just the last thing as well was obviously, like I said at the start, just take a look at that bass line, add in some saturation. I like 200-300 hertz or just some EQ, just so you can hear it slightly better. But other than that, I haven't got much else to say at all. So yeah, man, definitely send this one out, and yeah, let me know how you get on. Yeah, nice work. Jude, let's go. David, so if you join the Discord, then there is a stream chat. So not the feedback forum, that's something else. If you go, it's under resources, so it's above that. And yeah, I will take a listen. Yeah, nice one, Jude. This is sounding really nice so far. I like the cool underground feel it has to it. The only thing that I would potentially look at changing right now is the bass. Like this sort of genre and style just screams like a offbeat bass, or like a Desip sort of like bass, a bit like the first track. That'll definitely add to the mood more, rather than like a sort of, this is like a rolling sort of old school John Summit bass. But I just think you can have way more energy with a different style of bass. So it's just something to give a go. But other than that, it's sounding really good.
I wanna give you a night to remember. Give you I wanna give you
Also, these are just like really small things. Your open hat, I'd definitely tighten that up a lot, so it gives it a bit more like rather than like because it's not really that sort of track. It's a very like moody, dark track, and then like sharper drums will definitely have way better effect. And the female vocal atmosphere thing, I'm not a huge fan of, purely because of it doesn't fit the vibe of the rest of the track. Like I think you could use something else that fits the vibe more to bring in rather than that. But again, that's just like an artistic thing. Like there's no wrong or right. But yeah, man, sounds great.
A night to remember. Give you a night to remember. A night to remember. I wanna give you. I wanna give you.
Okay, cool. I like what you're trying to do here in terms of like the energy and stuff.
I wanna a night to remember. I wanna give you.
But I think here, as you're so close to the drop and you've just had like a breakdown thing, I think the energy needs to start building more like intensely straight away, basically. So like go like all guns blazing, like everything in, rather than drop back down again to like just like the kick and the vocal and stuff. Yeah, I just think it will give it way more energy.
I wanna give you a night to remember. A night to remember. I wanna give you a night to remember. I wanna give you. I want it.
But yeah, Jude, great work. Honestly, just a couple of things that I would have a look at changing. So like the bass line definitely would give it way more energy, and yeah, just this build-up section and that vocal texture. But yeah, other than that, like there's a solid foundation there. So yeah, great work. Thanks for sending in. Dirty Hooks. Yeah, stream chat. You should be good. Cool. Mears. Okay, cool. I really like the vocal because it fits so well with like the whole vibe of the track. I'm not sure. I'm not like a master of this genre, so I don't know. But I think like the low end could definitely have some work on in terms of like mix down and stuff. Because I just feel it could be way more punchy. But But yeah, other than that, I love like the automation and stuff with the acid line, and yeah, sounds great. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that, like, going crazy in like a warehouse or whatever. And yeah, the drop is like super nice, and I like the build up to it. I like the vocal atmosphere thing that you've got just before. Really adds like a cool, like euphoric flavour to it. Cool. Yeah, nice work, Miz. Like I say, like, sounds super solid. Just have a look at that low end, and also I'd like to hear the acid maybe come out a bit earlier and have like some other like texture or sound come in, rather than just acid for all of this. But yeah, other than that, it sounds really, really good. So yeah, great work, Dominic Grant. Okay, cool. So the idea is really, really nice. The whole like theme of the tracks, like sick. So in the breakdown, I would have the vocal just by itself, because it's such a cool vocal. You don't need like all this other stuff, especially straight away, like surrounding it. Like you could have, it would have way more effect if the vocal was just by itself. Maybe even like just before the drop, like this section, like however long the vocal hook is, like 4 or 8 bars, just have it by itself, just so it's like a proper moment, and then when it drops it'll hit like way harder. And yeah, other than that, it sounds really, really nice. The kick I would definitely have a look at changing, because it's quite like boomy, and yeah, I just think having a better kick more suited to this would just give it way more like power and impact on the drop. So just have a play around with some different kicks, and you'll know when you'll find the right one, because it just like works, like you just be able to hear it. But yeah, man, cool idea.
I beat
Also, bring up if you bring up the volume of the vocal and add some like high-end EQ to it, it'll definitely have more like impact and it'll stand out way better.
Enemies in the house, Ibiza's in the house, London's in the house, Chicago's in the house, Bristol's in the house, New York, are you in the house? LA, are you in the house? Miami's in the house, Enemies in the house, Ibiza's in Chicago house, Love's in the house, Bristol's in the house, New York, are you in the house? LA, are you in the house? Miami's in the house, Enemies in the house, Chicago's in the house.
Okay, cool. I really like what you've done, like creatively there with that bit before the drop. The acid thing here is really cool. I would actually take out that snare roll, purely because the acid by itself will have so much effect. So I'll take out the snare roll and have the acid, and then have like a bit of the vocal respond to that, and then the acid again, like you've got it, and then maybe for like the last like bar or two have the snare roll. But yeah, that's really cool. And I think this actual whole breakdown section is slightly too long. I'd definitely cut that down either by 8 or 16 bars. Probably 8 to be honest, because this is like the main build up. But this one I'd definitely cut out 8 to 16 again, just because it doesn't need to be like that long. But yeah, this bit here is really, really cool. Some vocal chops here would be nice as well. Obviously not like the full thing, literally just some like chops of like the places it says, or like the word house or something like that. But yeah, nice work, Dominic. Honestly, great idea there. It's just a few like small things I'd look at. But yeah, the actual whole like theme and style of the track is really, really nice. So yeah, great work. Cool. Not sure whose this was. Oh, we're back. Cool. The Prophet Echo, let's go. I like your drums in this. They're really, really tight, and they sound really punchy and nice. So far, it's sounding good. I'd just definitely bring up the volume of the vocal. But yeah, I like how sort of not slow, but well, I guess so. Just not how like fast this is. It's got a really cool groove to it. cool. Yeah, so for me, the main thing that stands out so far is the mix down. I think if it was mixed down way better, then it would just like hit a lot harder, and just basically sound how you would like it to in your head. So you don't need to be like a crazy mix down engineer to like do this. So just literally drag like a reference track, something that's like similar to this in style, and then just literally, you don't even have to like do like any crazy like saturation or anything. Just like EQ some stuff. So like take the low end out of stuff that doesn't need it. So basically everything but your kick and bass. And then just literally just level in terms of volume everything in comparison to your reference track. So however loud the vocals are on your reference track, just do the same with your vocals. You don't have to go crazy on like saturation, like all of these like effects and stuff. But yeah, I think that'll make it way better, because the idea is definitely there. So yeah. Okay, cool. The one thing that I would also change here is add a bit more sort of impact and more tension to your breakdown and your build up, because right now it just seems like it's sort of rolling into the drop and there isn't much tension before. Like it's just like the kick, clap and that riser. But yeah, it's just like another small thing to sort of look at. But yeah, man, nice one. Thanks for sending in. Yeah, like I say, the main thing for this, I would just take a look at the mix down. And just drag a reference track in and just sort of level your elements to the same as theirs, and yeah, I think it will instantly take it to a way better place. But yeah, great idea, thanks for sending, bro. Cool. Fluid 6, I don't know if Fluid's in today. I haven't seen him. Let's take a listen.
Full speed party.
Okay, cool. I like the stuff that you've got going on with the drums, and the actual groove itself of the drums is really, really cool. For me, the bass line is just a bit, it's a bit too weak, because right now that's what you're relying on for like the groove, as well as the drums. And yeah, so firstly, I think the volume could come up, just so, because right now it's very like drum heavy. So yeah, I think just literally bringing up the volume of the bass line will help it massively.
Warehouse bass. Bump that, bounce it. Bump that, bounce it. Bump that, bounce it. Bump that, bounce it. Bump that, bounce it hard. Warehouse bass.
Cool. I really like the vocal and sort of how clean it sounds. I would definitely fill the breakdown with some sort of like elements that help build the tension, so maybe like some atmospheres or something like that, just to feel like the frequency spectrum. And then right before the drop have like just the vocal, and then just one other small thing with your drums as well. On the drop, I would either, I don't know if you're using like samples or whatever for your open hat, but I'd definitely increase the decay on the hat just for more energy, or layer it with like something that has a bit more decay, so it's just a bit longer. But yeah, other than that, it sounds really nice.
Full speed party. Bump that, bounce it hard. Bounce that ball up and down like a jackhammer.
Okay, cool. And yeah, the only other thing that I would have a look at here is just adding in like another element, like either in this part or this part, or like a ride maybe, just so it doesn't get like too repetitive. But yeah, other than that, it sounds really clean, man.
No rules here, I just do it like I'm used to.
Okay, cool. I think a bit of sort of delay on the vocal, maybe some like eighth dotted delay maybe on the vocal before the drop, just so the tail of the vocal sort of carries on into the drop and it seems a bit more like it goes into it nicer. But yeah, man, I really like the ear candy and stuff that you got going on with the drums. It's really nice.
Bad, bad girl, gonna burst that bubble. No rule. Bounce it hard.
Yeah, man, other than that, great work. The main thing for me was just adding in another element at some point, whether it be like a synth or just something to keep the listener's attention there. And yeah, that bass line, just bring it up in volume, maybe automate it, so open and close the cut off at certain points just for a bit more variation and energy. And yeah, other than that, it sounds really good, man. Thanks for sending. Cool. Cool. So I think the vocal is really, really cool. Definitely fits with this sort of style and something different. And like the synth work that you've got in there is really, really nice as well. The main thing for me right now is like the bass line. I can't really hear it at all, so I'm not sure if there's one in there or it's just like extremely low in volume. But yeah, I'd definitely take a look at adding like a bass line, like a rolling bass, or like an offbeat bass, something like that. Yeah, man, this is really cool. Like I say, the main thing is definitely the bass line. That's the one thing that is lacking that can definitely bring it up. And yeah, I really like that sort of new melody you've got here, and like the build up with your synth work is really, really nice. Basically, I would have liked to hear a bit more vocal in like this section, maybe some like vocal chops or something along that same sort of robot sort of style. But yeah, other than that, sounds great. But definitely have a look at adding in a bass line for sure. But yeah, man, thanks for sending. Cool. Marcella. Okay, cool. I really like the groove of this so far. Sounds really nice like stripped back sort of groove. The only thing is I would take out that bass line in the breakdown purely because the only thing you're dropping with is the bass line and the drums, obviously. So I think it would have way more effect if you took out the bass line in that breakdown and just had the vocal and then maybe something else instead, like a synth or an atmosphere or something like that. Just to have more effect and impact on the drop. Cool. So yeah, I would definitely introduce that melody that you've got going on like right now earlier on, because like this bit gets slightly repetitive, and also that bass line definitely needs to be taken out at certain points as well because it's just playing throughout. But yeah, the automation and stuff on it is really nice. But yeah, just be wary of having your bass line in the whole time because it doesn't have the same impact when it does come back in. Okay, cool. I really like the variation on this drop, actually. Maybe you just need to cut some like sections out because it's a bit too long, especially when you've got like 3 drops. So I think you just need to cut some 8 bars sections out from like here and here, just so it doesn't get too repetitive. Because this like sound here and the progression of it is really cool. Cool. And yeah, the only other thing I would do is add some variation to that sound, like to the riffs and the synths and stuff that you've got in here, because right now it's just playing the same thing for like 32, 48 bars. So yeah, just small things like that will definitely help this bring it to a better level. But yeah, man, you got a great foundation there. So yeah, just take a look at them small things. Mainly the repetitiveness and the bass line needs to come out at certain points, and that will just give it way more impact. But yeah, it sounds great. So thank you for sending. Cool. Mole Man. Obamna. Let's do it. Is this a bit of garage I'm hearing? Okay, cool. Yeah, so I really like the style of this, sort of like Vergy, MPH sort of style. So the drums are super nice. They're really, really tight. They've got that cool groove to it, and the bass is really nice as well. The only thing is these vocal chops. I can't tell whether they actually take away from the energy. The actual sound of them is really nice, but because I think you've got them coming through the whole way and then onto the drop, I think it sort of takes away the energy of them. So what I would do is maybe get the vocals. I don't know if you've got like Shaper Box or like a trance gate, something like that, just to add some variation to that vocal on the drop, and then add like an actual vocal hook before the drop or in the break, rather than just these chops, and that'll definitely like help space it out and just give it more effect. But yeah, the idea is really, really cool. Pretty much like that, to be honest. Something similar to that on the drop would sound cool. Okay, I like what you're trying to do there creatively, but I think it's a bit too overdone, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't actually feel like a build up. The start of it's cool, like here. maybe add some reverb to it so it doesn't sound so unnatural, and then sort of here it sounds like there's sort of a problem with the song, if that makes sense. Or if someone was playing it out, it would sound like, oh, there's actually an issue like with the speakers or something, if you know what I mean. So yeah, just tone back on that a little bit. But yeah, other than that, I like what you're trying to do for sure. But yeah, nice one, Mo, man. Definitely a great idea there, and stylistically, it's on the money. It's just a few things that need changing, and just have a play around with them vocal chops, and maybe look for like just a one-liner of an actual vocal hook to go in certain places, just so it gives a break from that whole thing. But yeah, man, really cool track, really cool. Cool, Dirty Hooks with On My Mind. Okay, cool. Yeah, nice one, man. Thanks for sending. So my main things were, it sounds like there's like multiple song ideas all rolled into like one song, if that makes sense. So I feel like there's too much going on in terms of like the actual idea. Like I think you could split this up and have like 3 separate songs out of this, because I'm trying to like latch on to like something. So as soon as like this vocal here, this is a cool vibe, I'm trying to like latch onto this, and I think it's going to go into like a drop or something. Then like in relation to this, then it completely like switches up. And there's no clear like structure to follow, if that makes sense. But like I say, these ideas are really, really cool. And the vocals are super nice, the sounds are really nice. I like the whole vibe of it. For me, I feel like you could just definitely sort of split this into at least 2 different tracks and just properly focus on a few of the ideas, and that would really help it get an identity, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I say, this is really, really cool. Like the bass line's super nice. Like this bit here is also really nice.
Do it, you can 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 do it.
So like this part here sounds like a sort of like a pop tropical sort of house like record, whereas this sounds like a deep house record like here. Yeah, so it's just basically trying to like decide what sort of route you want to go down, because you have all the elements here. Yeah, it's just deciding what sort of style do you want to go forward with this. But yeah, man, like I say, all the ideas and stuff in here are really, really cool, and I love like the creative stuff that you've done. Like the sounds are really nice. I just think there's too much contrast in terms of the idea, which isn't a bad thing. It's better than having no ideas. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'd like to hear this one again if you do decide to make some changes. But yeah, nice one, bro. Cool. Kimara. Have we listened to this? I can't remember. No, we haven't.
Money on the line, everybody's involved. Rise up the votes, mad like the Hulk when it's money on the line, everybody's involved. Rise up the votes, mad like the Hulk when it's money on the line, everybody's involved. Rise up the votes, 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 oh. Rise up the votes, mad like the Hulk when it's money on the line, everybody's in. Rise up the votes, mad like the Hulk when it's money on the line, everybody's involved. Rise up the.
Okay, cool. I really, really like this. I like how simple the breakdown is. Like I think that's so effective nowadays. Like having literally, if the vocal's powerful enough and sounds good by itself, just having the vocal in the build up, and then everything comes in on, or not even everything. It can be literally like you've done there, drums, synth, etc. So yeah, really nice work on that. The only thing that's sort of screaming out to me right now is the bass line. Again, I don't know if it's like too low in the mix or if there is one even in there, but it definitely does need a bass line, which will help it massively, because right now I can't really hear a bass line. So like I say, if it is in there, just bring it up quite a fair amount.
Rise up the vote, bad like the Hulk when it's money on the line, everybody's involved. Rise up the vote, bad like the Hulk when it's money on the line, everybody's. Rise up the vote, bad like the Hulk when it's money on the line, everybody's involved. Rise up the vote, vote, and the Hulk when it's money on the line, everybody's involved. Vote, bad like the Hulk when it's money on the line, everybody's involved. Vote, like the Hulk when it's money on the.
Yeah, man, your work with the vocals and stuff, really, really good.
The line, everybody's involved. Rise up the vote, bad like the Hulk when it's money on the line, everybody's involved. Rise up the vote, 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 rise up the vote. Rise up the vote, mad like the Hulk when it's money on the line, everybody's involved. Vote, 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 vote.
Okay, cool. But yeah, everything about this is absolutely spot on. Like the drums, the vocal, how you've used them, the synths, the space in the mix and stuff. Really, really good. You said the bass is pretty much another kick. Okay, cool. So that's why it's got a really nice groove to it. But like I say, if it's it won't, if you use the same kick or something similar, it won't work because this kick is super like punchy and it doesn't have much like sub information, so it needs to have a bass which has a fair amount of sub or like low end for it to have some impact. So what I would do, instead of using like a kick for the groove, just literally go on Splice and type up like bass tom or something. So basically just get a tom sound, like a tom 1 shot that has some like bass information in there, and that will just help it massively. Similar, so if I was you, I'd look at like Odd Mob, left to right. So that's the sort of vibe that you're going after. And he uses like a tom in that for the bass line, or at least a tom for the groove and then a sub underneath. If not, just a tom. If you choose the right sound, then it can definitely provide enough bass information. But yeah, man, that's my only sort of comment, is to take a look at the bass and replace it with a tom. And yeah, man, you should be good. But other than that, yeah, great work. Cool. Jabate.
Nada más.
El sonido atraviesa el cuerpo, haciéndome olvidar todo, menos la manera en que tus ojos brillan bajo las luces y el beat marca el pulso de nuestro deseo. Y bailando, siento cómo el tiempo se diluye en la pasión del instante. En ese instante, vivos juntos, nada más. Mírame, acércate, ven y báilame, báilame, bebé. Esta noche, tú y yo, nada más.
Nada más.
Nada más.
Nada más.
Nada más.
Nada más.
El amor y la música, ritmo vibra en mi pecho, donde los latidos del corazón se mezclan con el bajo, la piel se eriza con cada nota y la mente se disuelve en el placer del momento. Y juntos somos testigos de cómo el sonido puede convertir el deseo en realidad. Solo existimos tú, yo y la canción, nada más.
Nada más.
Nada más.
Nada más.
Nada más.
Nada más. Nada más.
Nada más.
Okay, cool. So I really like the drums in this, and the vocals really nice. Sounds super clean, and yeah, the overall groove is really cool as well. So I think this breakdown is way too long. Like it just feels like it's going on for at least 8 bars too long, and also like you bring in the bass line here, and it doesn't actually. It's sort of taken away again from the impact of the drop when it will come in. So I'd definitely take a look at using another element to add tension to your breakdown, rather than just putting the bass back in. But yeah, man, other than that, really, really nice.
Mírame, acércate, ven y báilame, báilame, bebé. Esta noche, tú y yo, nada más.
Nada más.
Nada más.
Nada más.
Nada más.
Nada más.
Cool. So yeah, that's probably the only thing that I would take a look at, is that breakdown and adding another element in there just to keep it interesting. And maybe the vocal could be taken out at certain points, so the groove just sort of takes over, because it's pretty vocal heavy right now. But yeah, other than that, it sounds really, really nice, man. Cool. really like that build up, and then it completely changes, but like not too much, so that it's like confusing. I think it works really well. So far so good. The only thing is the kick for me just seems pretty weak, and as the drop is pretty like reliant on the kick, like just kick and bass. It's definitely important to choose a kick that has like impact and power. And I'm not sure if you got like a limiter on the mastering chain or something, but it definitely sounds like it's clipping and distorting a little bit. So maybe just bring everything down, or if you got a limiter, just bring the input gain down. Okay, cool. I really like how like minimalistic the drop is. I just think the arrangement of the build-up could be slightly different. Like, I don't think this just bass by itself is necessary. I think that takes away from the sort of impact that it has on the drop. But again, that's just like an artistic thing. Your melodies and stuff are really cool, by the way. Like the sound and the actual notes and melody itself. But yeah, I'm not sure, because that's clipping and distorting pretty heavily, so I'm not sure if that's the issue that's causing the kick to sound like that, which is possible. So definitely bring the level of everything down. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think the progression and stuff of the track is spot on, and like the melodies and the sounds and stuff you used are really great. I can't really tell on the sound selection of the kick and stuff whether that's just because it's being pushed way too hard for a limiter, because right now it's like distorting pretty badly. So yeah, I think if you sort that issue out, then it will sound really, really nice. But yeah, great ideas, great melodies and stuff. So yeah, man, great work. Cool. The last track is Talon Love Me. Cool. So I really like that pad that you've got in the background here. I just don't think you should use it in this section right now, because you got the bass line, which is changing notes, and the pad sort of isn't gelling with it, and I think it would have way more effect if it was just a bass line. But yeah, that vocal thing as well was really cool. So yeah, the vibe of this so far is really sick. Yeah, man. So I really like the vocal and the sort of elements in the break surrounding it, but definitely take that pad out in this drop, especially as well, because it will have like way more impact. So that vocal, like that sounds slightly out of time. So that's just a simple fix. And then the acid thing that you got going on is cool, but definitely some automation to it would be nice. Just so it's not like too like annoying, if that makes sense. But yeah, the vibe of this is really cool so far. I think I had the pad running throughout. Yeah. So yeah, just the pad will definitely help once you take it out. And always remember, like, the thing with producing is normally less is more, or less of something that's done correctly is more. So if you can get, this is how I see it when I make tracks. If you can get your your drums and your bass sounding extremely good by itself, then whatever you add to it is just like complementary. So like you're not always constantly adding to try and make it sound better, because that never works. If it doesn't sound good sort of with just the drums and bass, then whatever you add won't make it sound better, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is really cool. And also I like how spaced out you've used the vocals, like it's not constantly there. Taylor, how long you been producing, man? months. Yeah, this this is sick for 4 months. I tell you. Yeah, I was just about to say I really like that second drop. Like really cool. So yeah, if you got this mixed down, it would sound so good. And like your melodies and stuff, it sound like you've been producing for a while. Are you like classically trained or anything? And so the only thing as well, the da-na-na-na, I would have that one bar later, so on the fourth bar, so like so have it, yeah, one bar later, because then it closes off the phrase nicely. But yeah, man, this is super impressive for 4 months. Really cool. Yeah, stick at it, definitely. Sweet. Yeah, thank you guys. Jesus, thank you guys for sending your tracks in. Some really cool stuff in there. And yeah, I believe Tuesdays at the same time, I believe, or sometimes an hour earlier, because some of the people giving feedback are from. I don't know where they're from, but yeah, I'm from the UK, so it's normally, if someone from UK is doing it, it's 7, but if not, it'd be like 6 UK time. But they're all on like the socials and in the Discord as well, so yeah, you can't miss them. But yeah, thank you guys for